So, welcome to your Premier League Roundup, West Ham fans Premier League Roundup. This is episode 3. I am recording this today because I said on my match reaction against Manchester United that obviously there was games yesterday. So, main topic at hand, we're going to talk about everything. Well, I'll try. But Champions League's on tonight. It does feel like a Monday because the games were yesterday, but Champions League on tonight. That should be very exciting. Man City versus Real Madrid. First thing I want to talk about, playoffs. The EFL season is over. The playoffs are going on in the Vanarama League, the National League. So Boreham Wood and Notts County are battling that out, I'm pretty sure. Or there might be a winner to that. I haven't checked the result. MK Dons are relegated after being in the playoffs from last year. A lot of the football world were happy with that, and understandably why, if you know the history of why MK Dons and I hated and why they were made and stuff like that. They were in the playoffs last year. I remember Conor Coventry was on loan to them from West Ham. I think they got knocked out by Sheffield Wednesday. I'm not sure though. The Championship playoffs. Now, I didn't watch Fulham versus Leicester. I decided to watch Millwall versus Blackburn because there was a chance that Millwall were going to be in the playoffs. I'm a West Ham fan. I've been to one West Ham Millwall game. That was when I was about 8 or 9. We were both in the Championship. And yeah, that was interesting. We won 2-1 with 10 men. Ryan Mason and Harry Kane were on loan to Millwall from Tottenham. Yeah, Millwall, man. Bottled it. I don't want Millwall in the Premier League. I'm pretty sure Crystal Palace fans don't either. West Ham fans and the old Chelsea fans probably don't either. For some reason, Chelsea and Millwall hate each other. Don't know why. But yeah, even Leeds fans, if they were going to survive this season, I think they're gone though. We'll come to that later. Millwall were 3-1 up. They looked like they were about to batter Blackburn. All of a sudden, Blackburn just... There was 3-2, 3-3, 4-3. Millwall was so open for like the past 2 goals. They just had to keep it tight for 45 minutes. And I wanted Sunderland to beat Preston so they could come back. Because I quite liked the North East teams, the Newcastle, Sunderland games and stuff like that. So I wouldn't mind them back. And I like what Tony Mowbray's doing. I've watched a few Sunderland games this year. So well done to Aji Alisi as well. I know he hasn't played for a bit. I think he's injured. Well done to Pierre Ekwa. I know he's been more of a substitute, but big up to them. Alex Pritchard is a West Ham fan. He's from Essex. So that even better. The Blackburn fans were singing I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles. A bit like the Burnley fans were at the Den. The problem is, even Millwall did get promoted. If they did get promoted, there wouldn't be any away fans because there's not even a lower tier at the Den because there's that much fighting going on. But yeah, Millwall, you fucked it up. 3-1 and you fucked it up. Nuts. Absolutely nuts. But well done to Blackburn. And West Ham and Blackburn faced this year. We got knocked out. We've helped them to win the league all those years ago. Getting a result against Man United. Ironic how this weekend has come about. But yeah, let's move on. Let's talk about the relegation battle. Everton. What the fuck? But what actually just happened at Everton? They beat Brighton 5-1. Dwight McNeil with one of the best individual performances of the season. Sean Dyche, obviously he knows Dwight McNeil, he knows Tarkowski, so they're obviously going to play well under him. But he's gone up another level. And Calvert-Lewin played really well. He was dragging defenders. Brighton's defending was fucking awful. It was so bad. And I would have rather Everton went down because Forest, Leicester, I like Leicester. I like Forest. I don't mind Leeds. Leeds haven't been in the Prem for that long. I know a lot of people hate Leeds. I have nothing against Leeds. I didn't grow up on dirty Leeds or anything like that. But I'm sure Bournemouth fans are happy seeing Leeds and Southampton probably gone. The fact that Everton are on 32 points, Forest are on 33, Leicester, Leeds are on 30, and looking at the fixtures, it's not looking good. Like, Leeds could get a win against us, for example, but their other games are Newcastle and Tottenham, which, if you're giving Harry Kane that much space, I know Sam Allardyce is there, but against those defenders, you expect Harry Kane to deal with Leeds on the last day of the season. You expect Newcastle to deal with Leeds. I don't like the fact that how Leicester have been run for the past couple of years. They've gone down a slope. Some of their players don't look like they want to play for the club. And it's quite sad to see how this club has been falling because they can't constantly back their managers, etc. And I think Rodgers deserved the sack. I think Rodgers is a good manager, but he deserved the sack. And Dean Smith coming in, weird appointment, hasn't made a difference, really. Hasn't got a result that Rodgers wouldn't have got. Like a draw against Leeds, a draw against Everton. What does that do? He didn't win. So, Dean Smith isn't exactly a great manager either. He had Norwich mid-table. So he's not... wasn't really a great appointment. They were linked to Rafa Benitez. They were linked to Jesse Marsh. I don't know what the board was smoking at the King Power, but looking at the fixtures, all of them have kind of tough fixtures apart from Everton, because after Man City, Everton have got Wolves and Bournemouth who have nothing to play for. So Everton are probably going to get 6 points, or they're going to get at least 4 points. I don't believe Everton will lose to Bournemouth for the last day of the season at Goodison, with next season probably being... I think next season is the last season at Goodison Park as well. So they don't want the last season at Goodison Park to be in the Championship. I want Everton to get relegated purely because I think they have an entitlement to be higher where they are, and they've never really suffered relegation, from what I know of. So, with Leeds, Leicester and Forest, they've been in the Premier League for less. Leicester have been in it for a while now, but it's a bit sad to see where Leicester are. Forest and Leeds haven't been in the Premier League for that long. So ideally, I would have wanted Everton to go down, but I don't think that's going to happen anymore. I think the bottom three are the bottom three. Southampton are gone. I think Southampton are quite... I was saying this yesterday. Quite a boring club. I don't like their chants. Like the Wonder Saints. It drives me mad. I can't be asked to keep hearing that. It's not like their stadium's outstanding. I've been to their stadium. It's nice to sit at, but it's not an amazing stadium. They don't really... I think a lot of their players are young, so they'll get a lot of profit for some of their players. I don't know what direction they want to go in. I think Hassanu will probably deserve to be sacked at the time. But the appointments of Nathan Jones and then this Sayers guy, what difference has it made? Nothing. They haven't got enough experience. They brought too many young players at the same time. But yeah, that's a relegation battle. Let me know who you think is going to get relegated. Top 4 battle. Are Liverpool going to catch up to Man United? Is Ten Hag going to give De Gea a new contract? He said he would give Ronaldo playtime. Ronaldo's gone. He was ruthless. David De Gea probably should leave or just be a backup for less money, take a pay cut. They need a goalkeeper with better distribution because that's the way Ten Hag plays. And it's not even like De Gea has been outstanding with his saves either, because he'll save you in some games and he'll be shit in others. De Gea is a great keeper overall. He's done great for Man United overall, but no, needs to leave. It's good to say thanks for the memories, but it's time to go. But people love the sentiment in football. People are too sentimental as fans, and I think it is time to go. For David De Gea, especially, he's one of them players that just has to go. And I don't think he was that even good against us in general. He flaps at crosses. He doesn't really have a strong hand anymore. Ever since the 2018 World Cup especially, we've seen a different De Gea. We've seen a very, very poor De Gea. And as much as there are other areas that you can maybe argue that they need more, maybe another midfielder, maybe a striker, those are more, but goalkeeper has to be like third, because you still got a back four of Dallo, Varane, Martinez, and Shaw, I guess. Even Shaw. Luke Shaw is very overrated. Bruno Fernandes is overrated. Who else is overrated? Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford's had a great season. He's carried Man United in certain parts of their season because he's the only one that can actually score goals. But when you take his goal scoring away, and I know that's easy to say, what does he actually bring to a team? His decision making is so poor sometimes. And I think he thinks he's Ronaldo sometimes. The way he's always trying to knuckleball. He's gone back to the old like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer Rashford, where the guy would knuckleball a pass if he could. He would knuckleball a 5-yard pass if he could. The guy wants to take free kicks like he's prime Ronaldo, prime CR7. You're not prime CR7. You're Marcus Rashford. And it's all good scoring a lot of goals at a certain part of the season, but then going ghost at another certain part. And I won't just go in on Rashford. Bruno Fernandes, when you take his goals and assists away, what does he actually bring to a team? He doesn't dictate play. If you play him deeper, the guy just wants to ping the ball from the other side, just wants to diagonal it for no reason whatsoever. And I think that's his problem. Because Man United want to keep the play ticking. You want players that could just pass around and control games. Can Bruno Fernandes really control a game? His PR is absolutely sensational. It's sensational for Bruno Fernandes. The PR for Bruno Fernandes is mad. Is insane. He probably has the biggest PR in the whole fucking league. I can't believe some of the praise he gets for doing fuck all. You're not captain material. Captain material. Probably one of the worst captains in the league. By far. I know Maguire's their captain, their official captain. But even that, Maguire and Fernandes as your captains. That's poor. That's actually poor. Will Liverpool catch up? I think Liverpool probably will win all their games because they're Liverpool. But Man United have got quite a few home games. They've got easy games. They've got Bournemouth and Chelsea. And I know they draw to Chelsea a lot. They've got Wolves as well. I know Wolves are their bogey team. But they're at home. They have to win. So if they don't, that's their problem. I want Liverpool to get top 4 rather than Man United. Because I dislike Man United more. It's quite simple. But whatever. It would be weird to see Liverpool in the Europa League, especially with people like Salah in the Europa League, Van Dijk in the Europa League, etc. I know Klopp's been in the Europa League before, but it would be weird to see this Liverpool team in the Europa League. But yeah. Lastly, we'll speak on is... I'm not even going to speak on the title race because the title race hasn't fucking changed. I'm going to talk about Real Madrid, Man City. Now, here's the thing with Real Madrid, Man City is that Real Madrid, Man City gave us one of the best fixtures of the Champions League that I've seen last year, where 4-3 and then Mahrez scores in the second leg at the Bernabeu. I'm thinking Liverpool, Man City in a final. That's mad. All of a sudden, goal. Instantly, Real Madrid fans were trying to get back in. They were trying to get back in. Real Madrid were doing that all campaign. All that run in the Champions League. Real Madrid were doing it all the time. Whether it was against Chelsea or PSG, they were always rising up to the occasion. Ancelotti would raise his eyebrow, bring on Camavinga and Rodrigo as super subs, and then you would see what happens. It's mental. Benzema is a big game player. Vinicius is a huge player. Like, he will rise to any occasion. He doesn't go missing. You saw how he played against Chelsea. But are Man City different now? They conceded less goals. Will they A lot of people think they will win. I think they should. I think they should go for the Champions League, of course. I don't root for English teams, but I quite like City. I know a lot of people don't like City because of the oil money, but it's a boring argument. It's a very boring argument to say someone boy at all and all that. But I think Man City, I think Real Madrid will win. They do think, I just can't see it going past Madrid. I was convinced last year that Man City were going to win the Champions League and they didn't. I was thinking, oh my God, what the hell have I just seen? But could this be their year? I don't know. Haaland against Militao, and I think Real Madrid should play Rudiger for that kind of game. against Haaland. They should play Rudiger. But Ancelotti will do what Ancelotti will do, and Pep will do what Pep will do. I think Nathan Ake probably won't play. Probably be a Kanji at left back. But we will see. If you guys did like the video, leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. Social medias are in the description. You want to follow me on the email for the inquiries, and I'll see you guys later.